So today, for the first time, we've got some brand new gameplay from F1 Manager 24. It's a small little preview from the Creator Team Career Mode coming later this year. So in a recent live stream from Frontier called Frontier Unlocked, they discussed a lot of different things, all Frontier, and including F1 Manager 24, which will be coming out later in the summer this year. And in that segment, there are two clips of gameplay that are directly from the career mode that shows for the first time customization of that Creator Team career car, the generic car, the FOM car basically in F1 Manager, not in the Cody's F1 game. For the first time, this is a my team basically in F1 Manager in the upcoming one. So the first clip here is livery customization. So pretty basic, you know, you can see they're changing the colors around. So it's like I guessed, I reckon, you know, it's going to be basically more about changing the colors of different shapes. You know, I would love there for to be in the future like a proper livery editor. I think, you know, we've wanted that for so long in the Codemasters games. I reckon Frontier is probably a developer that would give us that first. I mean, already anyway, a lot of you were saying when we, you know, went through the announcement of F1 Manager 24 and it got revealed, the actual generic car itself is actually, the model of it is actually a better made model. It looks more up to date, more realistic to what we're seeing in 2024 than the Codemasters model in many different aspects, really, in terms of the quality of the mesh and the modeling being done. But yeah, along with this clip, the information we've been given from Frontier is that this shows the livery editor tool. In the clip, you see a full cycle of color choices from a selection of areas, two different livery designs. Players are able to fine-tune their colors as well as applying gradients to add a dynamic look, which is great for me. I love it. You guys know me from my livery designs. I love a good gradient color on an F1 car and, you know, in little bits of it. So that's great, actually. So to have some actual, you know, difference in not just a solid color, but actual gradients. They haven't mentioned finishes, like paint finishes, but I'd love for there to be different finishes as well, so we can get matte bits and kind of chrome bits and kind of glossy bits. Players will also be able to create, we've been told, a one-off livery for specific races should they wish, before reverting back to their main livery. So that's not all too surprising. I mean, you know, we can do that in the Cody's game. You can change your livery around. So, but this sounds like it's more of an actual special cordon off. This is a one-off livery, and this is the main livery that sticks with it. This is not a full look at the tool. There are still more features of the livery creation tool to be revealed. Okay, it's just a little preview. I mean, it says that, you know, on the gameplay, it's a preview. It looks very, very early preview, to be honest, from the fact that we don't have much like a UI going on, basically. So it's not a full look at the tool, so there's more to come. I, for one, really hope the other features to come with the livery are going to include, you know, paint finishes. I really hope there'll be also maybe some playing around with the movement of where certain kind of lines go, like, okay, maybe a full-blown livery editor like Gran Turismo, like Forza. Maybe not possible at this stage as they just enter the realm of creating your own F1 team with F1 Manager, obviously, but if you see the different lines where the colors change and it's the break of the different sections, I would love if there was a way to like shift that line to where you want within a certain area. And I say that as, you know, it could be a possibility, and I think it's within the realm of what they could do, because the next clip is really, really interesting, is the sponsor placement. So unlike in the Codemasters game, Frontier here have managed to answer our prayers when it comes to sponsor placement. And you can actually move the sponsor around and customize your Racesuit as well with moving the sponsor around with where you want. So this is the info from Frontier. You can see sponsor logos being scaled, rotated, moved, and color edited. Following sponsor negotiations, players will then be able to add their branding to their car designs, bringing their branding to life with over 50 fictional in-game sponsors. That's quite a good, healthy selection of fictional sponsors. The footage then continues to show colors, gradients, sponsor branding being applied to driver race suits. Players will also be able to customize their driver helmets, and they'll also see their team colors reflected across wider race weekends, from garages to their pit gantry. So that's quite interesting, that little bit of info that I've been given along with these clips basically from Frontier. So also, by the way, I've been giving all these clips ahead of time before the live stream, so massive thank you to Frontier for doing that. That's really interesting then. So you've got full sponsor placement, which is something we don't have in the kind of normal Cody's F1 game. Something that we've been asking for years, just moving the sponsor around in the area. And it's because of that, which is why I go back to the livery design. You know, they're already doing sponsors moving about in 3D space. So could they do the livery lines moving? Just a wish. But going back to the sponsors, so that's great. So we've got scaling, you can rotate, move them, color edit them, so you can obviously make sure there's no clashing, which is obviously sometimes a problem with, you know, darker, you know, light colors on light colors or dark colors on dark colors. 50 fictional sponsors is a great selection, like I said. And then the fact that you can edit race suits, and it says customized driver helmets, which is interesting because obviously the official, you know, you can't play as yourself in F1 Manager. You're managing real official drivers, but we've seen from the previous F1 Manager games that when drivers move teams, they don't have the same helmet as they originally do. They actually have this kind of generic new helmet, and so I'm guessing we'll be able to customize that helmet to suit the team, which is pretty cool. So, like, you know, if you signed, I don't know, let's say Hamilton to your team, you know, you can now give him a helmet and hopefully design something that looks like a mashup of his normal design and whatever your team's identity and colors are, basically. But the fact that, you know, off the bat, natively, you know, no mods involved, you know, this will be on console as well. You can edit the race suits, edit the sponsor placements, edit the driver helmets, is massive, really good. And puts down the gauntlet of this is what we all have been asking for. It's not even a massive improvement of what we've got in my team right now in F1, in the Cody's F1 games, but this is exactly the kind of little stuff that we also want added in, and now the F1 Manager game is doing it. So this is going to hopefully maybe benefit all of us in terms of playing both these games. It's going to push Cody's to think, okay, finally we need to maybe be doing this kind of stuff because the Manager game is doing it, which is really great. And to be fair, remember, this is F1 Manager's first foray into creator team career mode. So for the fact that off the rip they're going to have this, you know, the livery design with the sponsor placement and the race suits and the helmet is really, really great. Obviously the gameplay I've been showing you today, it's very small, very short, very rough. You can kind of tell it's very early, so, you know, take everything with a pinch of salt basically, and hopefully we'll be seeing more kind of grounded gameplay with, you know, the actual menus and how things work with the creator team career mode. But it's cool to see already there are signs that this is going to come out and hit the ground running with great features, and some features that aren't even in the Cody's My Team. You know, if this is the My Team for F1 Manager, it's going to have features that My Team and the original My Team for the Cody's game doesn't even have, which is great. So if you're liking the look of that, let me know down below in the comments, and let me know what other kind of features you're hoping that this creator team career mode is going to have in F1 Manager. If you've enjoyed this video though, hit the like button. If you're new around here, do get subscribed, and as soon as there's any more gameplay or info basically from F1 Manager 24 and Frontier, I'll be straight on it as always. You guys know me, and I'll catch you guys around. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.